Hey YouTube, how's it going? Yeah, a couple days after the first of the year, and I've been sitting here at a Schumacher Shell in Nebraska, getting ready to pick up a load tomorrow morning that's going to bring me back up to the dairy state and home by the end of this week. Anyway, I just want to give a recognition to a couple people. I've been wanting to do a video blog for a while, a vlog, and yeah, I kind of want to do something meaningful. But you know what? I've been watching other people's that are, I don't know that like deeply meaningful is really what makes people watch it. So mine might be a flop. But I've been watching a couple people's that I think are pretty successful lately. In the last year or so, I've been watching Ellie Knight. So a shout out to Boss Lady, who right now is driving for a cool company that's actually out of Missoula, Montana, which is my home state. Big sky country. I love Montana. And another person, Trucker Josh, pretty faithful in doing a video blog. And another guy, actually, he got me into my company that I've been a part of for a few years. And that's Ike Stevens. And Ike is funny. I mean, he goes on rants, and but the thing is, people are consistent, and consistency is a great quality. Being faithful enough to shoot a video every day or even every week. I mean, that's my goal right now. Is just I'm starting out, pretty often, every day or two, but my goal is I just want to do it every week. So, and hopefully something interesting for you. And it's Ron's Fuel Stop, by the way, Ron's Fuel Stop. So that means that, for truckers, we stop for fuel when we need to be able to keep going with our truck. And I want you to be able to stop in here and find something that helps you keep going. So anyway, cool thing about being an owner-op, I am a little bit more in charge of my time. And I got a little friend, not that old, he's pretty young actually, but a friend here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I got to go to his church today. I looked him up. Tried to do my first Uber experience today, but Uber wouldn't come all the way out to the Schumacher truck stop where I was. I think they didn't trust me or thought I was a creep or something. So anyway, I couldn't get an Uber ride, so I drove my truck in to the Lowe's. And the Lowe's was like no more than 100 yards from Mosaic, Lincoln. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, Mosaic, Lincoln, if you live around Lincoln, Nebraska, doesn't, it's like, I mean, it's a church, it's the Word of God, but it's not church in the sense that most people would think of church. It's and a great message about how mercy triumphs over justice. And on the side of my truck it says Justice Transport, but when I say that, I'm talking about the justice of God being something that He's not willing that any should perish, and that is mercy triumphs over justice. So anyway, it's hard for me not to go there. I don't know how much you like that kind of talk, but it's part of my past. So anyway, this is sort of adding on to my last video blog where I talked about how people work on holidays and context. We do have a caste system, and that got me thinking a little further. I mean, whatever part you can listen to it, but essentially I was saying that people are from all different levels of society in the U.S. There's people who would never expect to have to work on a holiday, people who would never expect to have to serve other people, and then there's people who that's their way of life. And essentially I said, we're all in different places, but you're not stuck anywhere. You have the ability to get out of that. So that made me think a little further. I'm kind of a introspective person, or navel gazer, as some people would say. And I was thinking about historically, and how that men, right now I'm in a situation where I'm leaving home, I'm leaving my precious wife, and I'm spending time away on the road, earning money. It's just, it's something that works for me right now. And at the times I think, oh, I wish I could be home and have my dog on my lap and sit in my leather chair. That'd be nice. But I do love trucking. I do love being on the road and all the different things. And so I got to thinking, what other people experience what we experience as truckers, where we're away from home, whether you're just out for a few days at a time, or maybe you're out extended a week or two or three, and you're away from the comforts of home. But you know what? There is a few million of us out there, by the way. I've heard numbers anywhere between like 5 million or 3 million of us out on the road. There's a lot of truckers out on the road. I know there's a few 100,000 long haul truckers that are out on the road. So you're not alone. And just pull into a truck stop anywhere and find out, by 2, 3 in the morning, the place is packed. But I've got nephews. I got a nephew, and I got some friends in Montana. They work the oil rigs. They work the fracking out in far eastern Montana, far western North Dakota. They leave home. They're gone for 2 weeks at a time. So, and you got your military service, both men and women that are gone. And then in these fracking towns like Pennsylvania, Texas, Montana, North Dakota, there's all the other support people who have left their comforts of home and moved to a place where they think they can make a little bit more money. Some of them do, some of them don't, but there's a lot of people that are leaving the comforts of home to make a way for themselves. And it's not just like, historically in the U.S. we had the go west mentality, So I got to thinking about history and how many people historically have had to leave home in order to provide for their families, because you had to follow the money. The money, there wasn't like an 8 to 5 job available, and so people pressed to the west so they could have more land for farming. The railroad, pushed out to the west, and people had to work the railroad. They were in remote places. Many of them had sacrificed their lives to do so. There's those who sail they're sailors presently, or even historically exploring the oceans, and those who go out on fishing boats today, and there's pilots who leave home for often a week or so at a time. There's so many, and if you look at history, it was very much a part of history for men, especially men, and nowadays it's men and women. We shared the common jobs, but to be away from home. And so I was just thinking, just the perspective of sometimes when you're feeling your life isn't the same, or isn't, you look at someone else's life and you think, oh, I wish I could have a life like them. Or maybe you just don't know that people's lives are all different than yours. It's good to think perspective, the perspective of people's lives, and understand that we're all different, and someone's always got it worse than you do. It really is true. Around the world, things that people go through, these refugees. I've seen some things on YouTube about these refugees. They're just wandering highways. I wouldn't want to be a trucker in Turkey or somewhere over there where there's just refugees trying to jump on your truck. But on the other hand, I wouldn't want to be one of the refugees either. It could happen anywhere, and we're just blessed here in the U.S. that hasn't happened to us. And we have to go wandering away from our homes to just find food and sustenance and be protected, and not be hunted down by those who are against our faith or our lack of faith, whatever. Anyway, productive day today. I got to get up at like 3 in the morning and go pick a load over here nearby, and good load. I mean a good day. I got a couple antennas put on my truck today and tuned, and productive day. Saw friends. Anyway, that's all I got for today. And I hope your day is great at the beginning of this week, and that you get some things done. One of the things, if you ever get yourself where you're getting down, I think it's good to get busy, to get the focus off of yourself. I mean, ultimately, focus onto others is the best. But if you can't even do that, you can get your head into reading a book or into a project, and move through the day, and get yourself tired. Get yourself working hard enough to where you get a good night's sleep and you're able to go to sleep, and tomorrow's another day. So, hey, till next time, it's Ron's Fuel Stop. Hope you're doing well.